Now.
Okay, now I can do it now. Fine. Okay, so, okay. Everybody sees my screen now? Is everybody seeing my screen?
Sí que se te ve, sí.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So we're gonna start, okay? This will be just a quick presentation of our company and about what we offer to our customers. So in order to start, well, here's like a brief explanation that we always say to our customers that what we provide is solutions for verbal positions problems of the implants and do more aesthetic prosthetics for the Anglo channels. So our company started here in Spain in 2004, 204. So we at first were named as Teledium España. This name was changed a few years before in order to be like more commercial and more marketing name. That was Dynamic Abutment Solutions as our marketing logo that you all know about this one. So we are the worldwide dealer for all the angulated system. You will see after that we have many dealers worldwide. One of them is Slovenia, Frigodo, as you know. And so we just, as I told before, try to focus on all the angle solutions and to be much more updated to our customers, to their needs, and all the kind of reservations, options, and whatever they need. So we will see like a brief video right now where it's explained all the steps that our products follow from the design to the shipment until it arrives to you. This is the video. Okay, hope you all enjoyed the video. We made it just to feel a little bit more close to our customers and for them to see as well all the steps we follow to make the perfect final product and to achieve well what we made. So here you can see a little bit more about the company evolution of us. We started with the dynamic abutment, like the company name says, with the 20 degrees. And then we will be being able to achieve the 28 degrees. But then thanks to the R&D department, we were now able to achieve, thanks also to the libraries, 45 degrees for most of the compatibilities for the TiBase. Then in 2017, we started with the intro system, which allowed to be more to save a lot of steps in the prosthetic solutions, right? Doing the intraoral scanning. Then in 2018, we started with the 3D per mil, which just means that it's a dynamic blank to do angular single restorations. And the most newest product we have is the multi-unit. With the this multi-unit is the one with our brand, with us. Available for most of all the compatibilities we have with several gingival heights, and you just have to ask for more information to our dealers or to us. We're always available to give you more information about this. For sure, I just wanted to let you know to all the customers of Frigo that you can also contact them or contact us for any issue you have, query, doubt. We are always close conversation also with our dealers. So if there's anything, just don't doubt to have my contact or any of my colleagues. So now here, as I said before, we are worldwide leaders, right, in the angulated system. That's why our product is original. We made it of ourselves, also the production, and we just spread it to all of the countries we can. In this case, Slovenia, right? But there are many of our dealers. We have almost about 60 dealers in the world. This is the way we have to distribute our products. So this is what in this slide, you can check what we can offer as a company, each department, what can offer to you as a customer. For example, for the marketing, we are always in different affairs. In social media, we have Instagram, Facebook, you can follow us. There we also publish all the new compatibilities we have and the newest like plans or launchments or the events we're going to assist. Also with the trainings like this one today, we always try to keep our customers informed. And our data department also, what they offer to you is that you ever need to check any study. For example, if you want to try a new product, there are studies made for doctors about, well, the multi-unit or the intraoral system or whatever you are interested about. And also they give you technical support, because if there's some adjustment you will need to do in your design or the libraries, they're also available for you. So there are some photos of the fairs and congresses we had, and also the visits our dealers have here. But we try really to visit also our dealers there in the country, and for sure to meet up with their customers if they're interested as well. Mostly in the events. So that was all. Thank you very much for your attention to you all. And now, Jorge, I'm so sorry, Javier, I changed your name. Javier is going to present you all the catalog and how to move through the catalog step by step to find all the products you need. Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry, Javier, again.
Hello, everybody. This is Jose now. No. Let me see. I think I can share. No. I need to be the host again to share my screen. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to explain a little about the catalog and all the options that we offer in this. Please, if you have questions, for me it's better to explain random things, because maybe here there is a lot of information, and maybe I think it's better if you have any view in particular, don't due to us and to stop me and so when you need. Okay, let me see. Well, in the catalog is basically divided in two different important things, because first we explain all the products that we have developed and all the solution. For example, in this page, we talk about we have different scan bodies. It depends on is going to be used in a laboratory or in a clinic with the different solution, for example. No, then the screw and the screwdriver. No, how to work with this. Why we can angulate. Why we can offer this solution. In this case, for example, is because our screwdriver is developed with this cellular shape that is possible to us to correct the screw channel angle. No, in this, for example, I talk about how we always, that's important, how we cover all the workflow to make a dental restoration from the beginning, okay, up to the final machining. Okay. Then is our list all the solutions. Okay, then I think I will talk a little about this, and I think then the most important is about how we list all the reference, all the implant compatibilities, and sometimes at the beginning it can be a little confused, I think. The most important about to know about how we work is, for example, if we go to the page where we codify and we name all the solution, it depends the implant. The first I can see is that we codify the implants by number. Okay, this number, this 30, this 29, this is an implant connection. Okay. For example, in this case, I know this 33, for example, is a Straumann bone level, okay, NC, if I remember well. For example, at 2029, I know this Osten TA is narrow. Why we do this codification by number? We do this because a lot of implants sometimes share the connection. And for example, we know because we have developed solution for, I can remember, 200 or 300 of different implants, but a lot of time, for example, AB or AC, I know that the implant connection is the same. Okay, so for example, if I want to know about it doesn't matter, but for example, Osten, for example, I talk now about Osten TAs. No, you can see, I don't know if you can see well. If I have Osten TA's regular platform, I go to the index, and how I can see how for this TA's mini implant, for mini is narrow, okay, now I can see how is the code 29, and I have to go to page 80, or for example, if is Osten TA's regular platform, is code 30, and I'm going to go to page 81. This is, for example, because I know Megagen have an implant with the same connection. So the page is the same, and the TiBase and the solution are the same. So if we go to the page where Megagen is listed, I will see how in the code is the same page. Okay. For example, in this case, Austin TA's regular platform, code 30, page 81. Okay, 81, but its number is an implant. Okay, for example, in this case, is I don't know where are the most implant and in your country they are used, but for example, in this page, there are listed all the options that we have for Austin TA's regular platform. Okay. At the first view, I think it's a little confused because there are a lot of options and with many pieces, for example. But I think it's easy if we understand how we work with the catalog. Sorry. For example, in the first line, we can see how the most important things about the main solution that we work is with the titanium bases, no, with the titanium base. But in this case, for example, one important thing about our solution is for Austin TAs, we don't have a unique TiBase. For example, in this case, I can see how I list all the gingival haze TiBases that we offer for Austin TAs. In this case, this can change with implant. Okay, with implant, we develop different gingival heights. Okay, in this case, for example, for Austin TAs, we have a TiBase with 1.1 millimeter gingival height, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, this is the reference of the TiBase. You can see how for each TiBase, sorry, there is two options. What does it mean? Air and non-air and non-air. That means air is rotate connection for bridges and for bridge and whole and rotate connection, and air is the non-engaging connection for a single crown. Okay. This is the most important thing about this one, about the gingival height. Okay, and then air for rotate connection, and then an air for single crown. Okay, then it's important to know how for each gingival height we offer two different angles. Okay, what does it mean? It's because for example, you know, aquí the symbol alpha, this means alpha, the angle standard, and this C is captive. Okay, and for example, for this TiBase, for the standard system, now I will explain the difference, is we can correct the angle up to 42 degrees, and for example, in the captive system is 25 degrees. Okay, what does it mean, for example, standard and captive? Well, if we go where they are explained all the options, for example, well, this is an example about how the different gingival heights. Okay, this is an example. I think this is similar, but for Austin the same. Because we have just see how there is 1, 2, 3, and more millimeters. No, this is the different gingival heights. And for example, we could see how we offer two different angles between if we were in a standard way or in captive system. What does it mean? This, for example, the standard way to work is the normal work, how is the main form how to work is the standard way. That is, means that for example, we have developed a crown in design and manufacture a crown. we cement the crown to the TiBase. We put the TiBase cemented to the crown into the implant, and then we pass the screw and the screwdriver and screw to the implant. Okay. This is the standard system. What happened with this system? That we realized, for example, that in those cases that the gingival height is very high, for example, here in 4 and 5 millimeters, about this very high height is very difficult or impossible to achieve a greatest angulation. You can see, for example, for 5 millimeters, it's only possible to achieve this 10 millimeters. And 10 degrees, sorry. And for us, that it's supposed that we are providing always an angulate solution. For us, it's not a good idea only to provide 10 degrees. For that reason, for example, we develop this captive system. In this captive system, what are we going to do? We have developed a new screw that you can see how we have elevated the height of the screw, so it's possible to pass the screwdriver and achieve a higher angulation. In this case, we call it captive, of course, because as a result to develop a very high screw, it's not possible to pass above the whole of the restoration. So first we have to do is put the screw on the TiBase, and then once the screw is inside the TiBase, we put the crown. Okay, that's the reason we call it the captive system. Different solution, for example, no, if then you have more views about this, it's only an example, no. How about 2 angles different in the brochure, because we offer 2 different systems to work. It's one with advantage and disadvantage. Its customer can choose. Then, for example, there is another option that we call, you can see here, the dynamic 3T base. Okay, we call a dynamic 3T base, of course, with in this case, there is only for these gingival heights, but for other compatibilities, there are more gingival heights. What does it mean, this TiBase? Is a TiBase that we have developed for those cases that, for example, the restoration is bigger, and we need more surface contact between the restoration and the TiBase. Sorry. Okay. For example, if we need more support because the restoration is very big, we have developed a higher TiBase. Not before I talk about the different gingival heights, not, but in this case I'm talking about the different cement heights. In this case, it's a TiBase. Now I will show you, and I think it will be better to understand. It's only a TiBase that the measure of the cement height is 9 millimeters, and we can cut it in 3 different parts. It depends how tall the restoration is. For example, no, if we go to the part when we explain this, this is the 3T base. We can see that we offer a higher TiBase. In that case, the structure is bigger, so there is more cement surface between the TiBase and the restoration, and this creates a more resistant structure. Okay, and it depends on the height of the restoration. We can cut it in these 3 industry marks. For example, by default, the TiBase is with this 9. Is everything clear, or okay? I think I will start again. Okay, I was talking about how for this higher structure we offer this higher TiBase. Okay, nothing special about this. Up to here, I show you how, for example, for the same implant connection, we offer all these different TiBases. Okay, the standard hey, first gingival hey, no, this 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the dynamic 3 TiBase with this more themen high that we cut in these 3 parts. Okay, then it's important to know how, for example, all of these concepts there are listed, there are named on the libraries. Okay, for this is very important to know what does it mean, its concept. For example, in this case, for the gingival heights, for example, if I want to use this TiBase, for example, gingival height, rotate 4 millimeters, on the library I will choose this R, that means non-engaging connection, and then I will choose this gingival height 4 millimeters, because in the library is listed in this case. Okay, for example, if I'm going to use the themen height, the 3 TiBases, in the library I will choose the themen height. Okay, and it's important to know that the TiBase is the same, but as a result we can cut it in 3 parts. In the library there is no one TiBase, there are 3 different options, one with this 5 millimeters, then 7 millimeters, and 9 millimeters, because it depends in who mark we are going to cap the TiBase. Then in the library I have to set the correct option. Okay, if I'm going to cap the TiBase by, or I'm not going to carry it, I'm going to use by default in 9 millimeters, it's important to know in the library choose 9 millimeters, not 5, because if not, it doesn't fit on the structure. Okay, the same about the codes for the libraries. No, this is the codes about the TiBase, but for example, in this case we have all this library nomenclature that there are difference. It depends on all the possibilities that we offer. For example, the most important thing, if previously I talked about the number 30 of if I have an implant, an Osten TA's regular platform that we know that now is the code 30, is important to understand that then on the library there is this code. And for example, in this space, all the codes implants obviously are 30. Okay, and then there are another options. Then now I will talk about this, but the implant is implant 30. Okay, for example, the other options, for example, this A30. Okay, this letter, for example, and this one IG, it depends on the scan body, because we offer a different scan bodies. But it's important to know that, for example, we offer an scan body. This is the more simple. If you can see here, the lab scan body. Okay, this is the more simple scan body, only to use in laboratories, because, for example, the scan body is placed over the TiBase. I'm going to talk about this because I think it will be easier to understand. For example, I'm talking about that we have a laboratory scan body. Okay, to, let me see, where is the page? This one, the lab scan body, okay? Then I will talk about the clinic scan body because it's another one. But for example, if we are in the laboratory and we are going to use this scan body, it's important to know how the library I'm going to choose. I will explain a little about this scan body. This scan body is the more simple scan body to use is because the scan body is placed over the TiBase. Okay, in the laboratory, for example, we have the plaster model. Okay, the plaster model with the analog. And how does it work? We put the TiBase over the analog, and then in one only position, the scan body is fastened on the TiBase. Okay, in one only position. You can see how the window about the scan body and the TiBase, it has to be in the opposite way. Okay. Why is this system very easy to use it? Because the upper part on the upper part of the TiBase, okay, the cement height from the platform to the upper part, for example, it's always the same for each platform. For example, all the implant narrow platforms, it doesn't matter the connection. Maybe it's an external hexagon narrow, Brannemar 3.5. In this case, I know this connection is bone level, Straumann bone level, the narrow. But for example, the Zimmer 3.5 or active, novel active narrow platform. All these TiBases, for example, all have its own connection, but the upper part is always the same. It's always the same. So what happens? That the scan body, sorry, is the same for all these implants. That's the reason for 200 or 300 implants, we only use these 4 scan bodies or 5. Okay. So if we are in laboratory, if we are using this scan body, for example, remember we are with a Osten regular platform. This is the reference that the lab scan body, there's the reference of the scan body we have to put over the TiBase, and I have to know if I use this lab scan body, I have to choose this lab scan body library. Okay. And then if I choose this library, then inside the library, it's possible to select all these gingival heights and cement heights. For example, if I choose this library, that's I30, in the Chocadon 3A, I will see TiBase air for 1.1 millimeters, TiBase and air for 4 millimeters. All TiBases. Okay, very easy. For example, I talk also about the 2 different systems. Of course, these 2 different systems has 2 different libraries. But if I'm going to choose the standard option, this is a standard library. This library. If I want to work in a captive system, you remember the captive system. The captive system. I will choose this captive screw library with this C. Okay, and if we follow the option about the catalog, is very simple. For example, then this is the lap scan body, very easy to work. Then we have another intraorals, we call it intraoral scan bodies, okay? For these scan bodies, okay, there are more options. Why? For example, in mouth, it's more difficult to work than in a plaster model, no? Or in a plaster model, it's easier, no, than to work with inside the mouth. For example, with lap scan body, it's only necessary one scan body, but for example, I can see for we call it the dynamic scan body for intraoral system, we offer three different scan bodies. What's the difference? I can see how the difference is the height of the scan body. We offer a 8 millimeters, a 10 millimeters, and a 12 millimeter scan body. Why we do this? Because maybe we have realized, where is the dynamic scan body? For example, in this page, it depends on how deep is the implant. For example, if the implant is in a very deep position, maybe a 8 millimeter scan body is not enough because if the scan body is deep and it's submerged, and then we can achieve a good scanning, no? But for example, for example, in this case, with a 10 or 12 millimeters, we achieve a better lecture of the scanner, okay? Or in the opposite, for example, if we are using a multi-unit, it's not necessary to use, or it's better to use a very small scan body, okay? We offer these three different solutions. Then it's important to know that the prosthetic solution is the same. The TiBase I'm going to use with this scan body is the same, okay? But the scan body is different, okay? For example, the dynamic scan body, I think this is a lot of information. Then if you want, then if another day, if you have any question about all of this, you want to test me or Oano or the dealer, we will be very pleased about to resolve all your views, okay? Because I know is a lot of information, okay? Another things, for example, for the dynamic, of course, in the library, it's important to know how. Well, this is another. Well, it doesn't matter the code, no? But for example, for this one, it's important to know how, if we have three different scan body heights, it's very important how in the library we are going to use the 8, the 10, and 12. It's very important. If in the mouth I have placed a 8 millimeter scan body, in the library it's very important to set 8 millimeter scan body, because if I put one scan body 8 millimeter and then I will select 10 millimeters, there is a 2 millimeters of mistake in the occlusal, okay? It's easy to see. Of course, more things about this is one of the most important things about is how to work with the screws. For example, in the page, it's very important to know how, if we are going to design an angle screw channel, okay, it's important to use the dynamic screw. You remember, no, how if I go to the beginning, I talk a little about how if I'm going to use an angle channel, it's important to use the dynamic screwdriver and dynamic screw. Okay. But for example, maybe it's not necessary to create an angle channel. We are going to work in a straight way. Of course, we can do it in the most cases. You can use, if you want, the original screw, okay? But if you are not going to angulate, we can use a straight screw, okay? Dynamic screw and the straight screw. For example, here is are listed also the dynamic screwdriver. You can see how there are 3 screwdrivers, okay? What does it mean? It's important to know that the dynamic concept is the system is universal, okay? There is only one screwdriver, okay? That change, the height of the screw is always the same, okay? Then we offer hundreds of different screws with different lengths, different metric, different seat. It depends on the implant. But it's important to know that the system that allows to angulate, this is a cellular system, this is a cellular shape in the screw and the screwdriver that allow us to correct this angle channel, is always the same, okay? It's universal, but that change, we offer 3 different screwdrivers, but the only difference about this is the total length. Because maybe, for example, in laboratory, it's better to use a larger screwdriver because it's easier to work. And normally, in the laboratory, it's better to use this 32 millimeter screwdriver. But in a clinic, for example, maybe there are cases that if the patient cannot open a lot of his mouth, it's better to use, it's easier to use this 18 millimeters, okay? But the concept is the same, okay? With one screwdriver, you can use all our screws, okay? Of course, for example, if we use a straight screw, we offer this the straight screwdriver. In this case, as we develop the straight screw equals than the original. In this case, Austin, I know that works with this hexagonal connection 1.2. We offer this screwdriver. Nothing special as screwdriver. If you have the original from Austin, if you want to use it, it's perfect for you. Okay. More things about this. The digital analog, for example, if we are using an intraoral system, it won't be necessary to make the transfer, the plaster model, if we have made the scanning in the mouth, okay, in clinic. But of course, we offer, let me see, sorry. We offer the digital analog for in those cases that we are going to print the model. For example, in this case, we offer, as the same way we offer in the library, how to work with different TiBases. In this case, I'm going to give you the possibility to print the model, put this digital analog for Austin TA's regular platform, and then to create the structure. Okay, I think this is the most important about the catalog. What do you think? Any question about this? No. Oana, do you want to add something to my presentation?
No, you done it so well. So I think that's all the presentation. If anybody has any questions, this is the moment. Or if not, also Branko or Grega can give you our contact, and you can always ask to us directly. There's no problem with that. So I don't know if Grega has something to add or to say, but anybody there? Hi. Okay, you're in the chat, Grab. Okay, perfect. Fine then. Thank you to you all and see you next time. We will see you on Thursday next.
Bye.
Bye to you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.